Hello, Sim here. So in the world of Call of Duty, we've been used to supply drops since Advanced Warfare. Battlefield has battle packs, and Star Wars Battlefront 2 has loot crates. And has Star Wars Battlefront 2 made the headlines recently? Nah. Of course it has. It's made big headlines because it's, well, annoyed a lot of the gaming community. Now for me, I'm glad it has been an upset. I have pre-ordered Star Wars Battlefront 2 and no, I'm not sponsored or anything like that. But yes, I'm glad it's made the headlines and positive movement starting to happen. And I'll get back to that in a minute. Although I consider supply drops and the like gambling, technically it's not gambling apparently, because for gambling you have to spend money and lose it and get nothing in return. Absolutely nothing. So that's the true definition of gambling. You know, like poker, all in. You know, you put your money on the table and you get nothing, you walk away with nothing. Or you win it big. So that's gambling. So because supply drops and battle packs and the good old loot crates always give you something, technically they've been able to get away with it, saying it's not gambling, honest. It's not. You know, we don't care that kiddies who are young and impressionable by big YouTubers who are promoting them, the supply drops, etc., are vulnerable and spend loads of money, or you've got vulnerable adults who've got a gambling habit and just keep gambling away and spending loads and loads and loads of money. I consider it gambling and I don't do it. Now I did do a thing for a video a little while back with Black Ops 3 to see how much money and what you would get, but that was a one-off. Never ever again. But I don't recommend it and I don't encourage it whatsoever. Just earn points in the game and open them up on that side. So since Battlefield has been doing it since, what, Battlefield 4 I think? And an Advanced Warfare, they've been doing it, you know, call it the past 3 Call of Duties. Why suddenly the big, oh my god, was Star Wars Battlefront 2, you may be asking? You know, in the universe of Call of Duty, it's pretty much camos and some DLC weapons. And some of those DLC weapons can be a bit unfair because some of them are quite good weapons. And it feels like pay to win, sort of, right? Battlefield is traditionally camos and stuff. And I think also sights and sometimes weapons. But what has pushed the gaming community over the edge with Star Wars Battlefront 2? Perks, effectively. Yes. Can you imagine that you don't get in, let's imagine a Call of Duty universe, that Dead Silence wasn't available and Ghost wasn't available. You could only get them via supply drops. How gutted would you feel? Absolutely miffed off? Well, that's exactly what they've done with Star Wars Battlefront 2. They call them abilities and you get your different rarities. I wonder. We've never heard of it before, like common, and I think they've got 4 different levels. But you know, you've got your legendaries and all that jazz, right? They've got little stripies, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4 stripes up the top, I think. So that differentiates the, you know, the power of that ability. And I literally mean power, because some of those abilities will give you like a 40% boost. Now those ones that I've seen are like on heroes or hero ships. So you can understand the heroes having that type of boost. But you know, having 5%, 10% or 15%, which I think is for the lower ordinary abilities, for the non-hero characters and ships, that's still a bit of a boost and an unfairness. And that's why a lot of people have been screaming out. Now I understand that EA's got to make some money because the map packs are coming for free. But why not continue with the Titanfall 2 model of giving away the map packs but selling, you know, various add-ons and bits where there's no gambling or random type of event. I spend my money, I put money down and I get absolutely what I've paid for, right? Remember Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops 2? You could go and buy your camo pack, you get your skins for your weapons, you get your reticles, you paid your money, you knew exactly what you're going to get. Why not just churn out those type of things again and take the whole random money generation, you know, gambling aspect away? You know, So here in the UK, there's been a petition. Now this occurred before Star Wars Battlefront 2 and all the news and hype about that blew up on the pay for win and all that jazz. So it's actually being raised in Parliament here in the UK, and I hope we get some positive movement, because I jokingly made a spoof trailer for Infinite Warfare prior to its launch because we didn't know too much details, and I made it just before the real trailer was going to launch. And I jokingly said in there things like, oh, new supply drop system and you get your score streaks and stuff like that. Or kill streaks, doesn't matter, right? And I ended up the video with, you know, you gamble, there's no season pass, you get to gamble away your COD points for the maps because you get them first on PS4 and stuff like that, but you still got to gamble away for it. And it seems at the moment the publishers are testing the gaming community. How far can they push it before there is a reaction and before they get themselves in hot water from a legal point of view? Of course, these big publishers have got a lot of big, highly paid lawyers to back them up and stuff. And I'm sure they've done their homework to try and get themselves out of jail, so to speak. But I think there's got to be a stance, and I think they've just got to take this supply drop from a gambling perspective out. Especially when you've got like a pay to win type aspects. The random stuff that could happen for camos and things that have no influence and no impact on the actual game itself, fine. But that should just be maybe part of the game without currency being involved. They go back to a traditional model where they sell all these DLCs as add-ons, so for weapons and stuff, so that I can buy that particular weapon. And maybe it's a pack, so you get all assault rifles in one pack and SMGs in another pack and sniper rifles in that pack, right? Because typically I'll go and get all the elite sniper weapons and it's like, great. What do I want with those? I don't snipe. I'm an assault rifle man. Predominantly. With an SMG and shotgun thrown in. But, you know, that's the thing. So I'm hoping that legal and politicians and stuff actually make a positive way forwards in that from a gaming point of view, and for the community as a whole, that we stop the publishers going on a slippery scale, because I don't agree with gambling in games whatsoever. You know, we're not playing poker, we're playing Call of Duty or Battlefield or Star Wars Battlefront. We don't want to be gambling in these games. I want to be able to pay my money and know what I'm going to get. Could you imagine if you pre-ordered an Xbox One X and one said, well, you've got a 1% chance of getting an Xbox One X, even though you've spent £500, but you're going to get an Xbox One, the original, because 90% of the time that's what we send out, and other 5% it might be a 360, and the other 4% is an Xbox One, you know? So you would be upset and you would be taking them to court because you paid your money and you didn't get what you wanted, you know? Anyway, I certainly hope for the world of gaming as a whole that they go and get this sort of stuff sorted out. I think they had a petition of over 10,000. I would have already shown some screenshots of the news report and the various 2 questions that got asked for the UK Parliament. So I'm hoping that positiveness, if that's a word, that we get to change the direction of where these publishers are going. I understand they need to sort out their revenue streams and stuff, especially if they're not going to have a season pass, but take away the gambling and bring it in as a known purchase. Anyway, that's my thoughts. Enough of the rambling. If you agree, give me a thumbs up. If you don't agree and you're absolutely happy with gambling, give it a thumbs down. And until next time, this has been Sim.